Hey everybody, and welcome back to TumbleSeed. We are doing dailies today. Well, I mean, we're doing a daily every day. Oh my gosh, so many people at 1500. And Iraq at 1040 again. Man, you're gonna make me learn how to do this. Alright, so if I win, if I beat 1,000, I will, or if I get 1,000, I'll be at 39. Oh, 40. Yikes. A lot of people doing it though. There's 1,600, I thought. Yeah, 1,650 people played today. Alright, I've got like 40 minutes. I've got like 40 minutes before the end of the day. Today completely got away from me. But we're gonna do some practice first. And I'm gonna hopefully have another cool montage. Alright, well, I played like 20 minutes of runs that did not all that great, but you guys got to see them all montaged. And I might include some of the practice games I play later this week as montage games as well, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure about that just yet. But you guys know what you saw. I don't. That's what makes it fun. So, as I mentioned earlier before the montage, we've got to beat 1040. We've got to beat 1040. And now we know how, at least I know how. And I'm going to describe it to you. If you've been watching my channel and not Anorax, you probably don't know. I did some research on it last time, or since last time, and by research I mean I've watched some people's videos, mostly Anorax, to figure out how it's done, since this is one of those things that I honestly didn't follow and didn't know about. Being able to get past 1,000. Though, for what it's worth, until last episode I'd never really gotten close. So, that kind of speaks for itself there. But, the key, and for what it's worth, I don't fully understand this process. I understand parts of it. There's some parts that I didn't do thorough research. I'll be the first to admit that. I wasn't really expecting myself to try this, but then I decided, why not? Might as well do it. Might as well give it a shot. Try and make it happen. You never know. When under pressure, I'm one of those people who performs under pressure. If I put myself in a bad situation, that is when I am most likely to succeed at that situation. So if I put myself in a situation of, hey, this thing that's really fucking hard to do, try and do it. Oh gosh, just a bit much there. Okay, I'm actually gonna go back down to avoid this. It'd be very embarrassing if I died via spikes on a daily, still in the forest, or whatever this is, the lower half. Okay, I need you to turn around quickly so I can avoid this homer, please. Alright, what do we got? I think this is what we want. It's not great, but it's something. Let's land over here. Will give us some flexibility. Okay, I need to set. Ooh, that was close. Oh, this is bad. Okay, back down we go. Nope, further down. I was tilted not the correct direction, unfortunately. I wasn't paying enough attention. But we made it out without getting hit. And I don't need to set off these bombs. But what I do need to do... Oh, good, you're being blocked. Oh, okay, I thought he managed to get through that vine. We do need to build up some thorns for the first part of this shenanigans. Well, maybe not necessarily thorns, but I'm gonna be attempting this via thorns. And if I have to do some other obnoxious shenanigans, I'll deal with that when the time comes. I need to not spend these thorns on the worms, though. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. You actually got blocked by that. I've seen those guys not get blocked by anything. Yeah, you keep going up. Just stay out of my way. I need at least 4 thorns. Probably 4 is the only number that I want to use. We're almost to the top. Not quite, but almost. I think we lost our homing friend. I don't want to use all of these plots. Okay. Well, that guy got wrecked. I'm glad that we can't get telefragged by those guys. I mean, they can come down and hit us, but they don't actually hurt us. Alright, so I'm gonna save these plots just in case, but the first thing we gotta do is we gotta kill this totem. Ooh, that was close. The totem can be in any single one of these. And hopefully I don't die to it. And that's why I saved plots. But I'm gonna try this. Look, I'm trying to do something I shouldn't be trying to do with this. This might have been a terrible mistake. Crap. Alright, I do not have a way of killing this now. I don't have enough plots. Are we giving up on this? I don't think I injure it if I get hurt by it, so there's some enemies where that is the case. Oh, come on. The answer is no. I can't kill it. I fucked up. Oh wow, I just got killed. I thought I was out of that explosion radius. Well, that's our daily. I'm actually rather disappointed. So this comes back to my very, very large dislike of the way the thorns work, that if you get hit, you lose all your thorns. I really hate it as a mechanic, and I think that it is wrong, and I think that it is bad. It is the one thing that I will actually say I think the developers have wrong in this game. It's the one thing I think they have wrong in this game. Giving you a basic seed that is basically less than you, like, of the basic seeds, if you think of the basic seeds, checkpoint seed, fair enough, it's a crutch. If you lose, if you get injured, if you fall down a hole, it saves you. Obviously, the goal is to make so that you don't fall down holes. I have died, even in the episode, or in the runs leading up to the daily for today, I died, you know, by dropping down holes. So, it's a crutch, but it's a crutch to help you learn, and it's a good one. Crystal Seed, absolutely 100% necessary. It is a core mechanic. You need it. It's not the most efficient way to get crystals, but you need it, and most people run Crystal Seed on the first section, at least, of a run. Just always. Crystal Seed, Crystal Seed, Crystal Seed. Build up your crystals, and then spend them later. Heart. Absolutely necessary. It's the only way you can gain health, short of the vampire aura, and buying hearts, or getting hearts from, if they're actually, like, sitting out on the ground, which is possible, though we haven't seen any. So yeah, that is, those are the basic seeds. And then there's the Thorn Seed. It is necessary because you should have a way to be able to kill enemies without that. But if you invest too much in it, if you use it too much, and you just get hit, you fall down a hole, somehow something happens to you. A projectile. Projectile is a very common way to get hit. Or in our case, getting squished. You lose all of your thorns. Now, there is some balance reasons for that. There's the one aura that says every time you pick up a crystal, you get a thorn. If you didn't lose all your thorns, you'd be this ridiculous juggernaut, and you could just run through things. That I get. But maybe just put a cap on the number of thorns you can have. You can have 6 thorns around you at a time. And that aura, if you get 6 thorns, it starts giving you crystals as crystals. Like, that's my opinion. And I've expressed this on the forums before the game was officially released, and the developers decided to keep it the way that it is. But it's their prerogative, it's their game, that's the choice that they would like to make, and that's fine. I personally disagree with it, and that's on me. I don't think either of us is particularly right or wrong, because one, I think makes the game way too ridiculous, like ridiculously hard. If you don't get an offensive seed early, you just kind of get killed, and it sucks. And the other way, maybe thorns are too good. It's hard to say. There's a fine balance line there that needs to be drawn, and they're on one side of it, and I think my proposal is probably on the other, and finding a way to meet in the middle. Well, for what it's worth, I think the meeting in the middle is thorns don't go away, but you can only have a limited number of them. That way you can't just build them up. Like, building up crystals is useful, obviously, but it doesn't actually make you better. It's not like there is a, the more crystals you have, the more health you have sort of aura. You have to spend your crystals on plots and with the heart seed or things like that in order to gain benefit out of your crystals. They're an investment. That's the point. Spending your hearts, that is also an investment in life. If you don't get hit at all and you don't need to spend hearts, more power to you. You can use that. I mean, you could call increasing your health a crutch. You could. But I don't think that that's really a good way to look at it. Once again, my opinion. But that's because there are some situations in this game where you're basically going to get hit. It's kind of inevitable in some places. If you were ridiculously good, maybe you could avoid getting hit at all. But when it gets really bullet hell, you do not have the control scheme that lends itself to being easy to use in that situation. So, I think there are definitely some times where it's inevitable that you're going to get hit. So, health is not so much a crutch as it is a way to invest in making your run longer, because you're inevitably going to get hit at certain points in time. And you have to use the crystal seed to get those crystals, the hearts, and you're using pots the entire time. Whereas if you were to have the thorn seed and just make a billion thorns, you could just roll through everything, and you might not make a profit, but you might be effectively invincible. So maybe that's why you make a limit, because the early levels, the first 2 levels, are where most of your investment comes in, and the second 2 levels are where you spend it, and arguably the third if we're talking about getting to 1500. So that's my opinion. And if you can't stockpile something like crazy, i.e. crystals and health, then it limits it. Like, if there was a max health limit, this game would be insanely difficult. Insanely difficult, because unless you're going to go back down to pick up plots, you reach the point where it's like, oh, max health, I have max crystals. If there was like a crystal limit, I might as well spend my crystals on a different seed. It would be a very different style of gameplay, but if you limit thorns in that way, it makes more sense in terms of a balance, because thorns, I think, have a stronger late game spending opportunity. Because if you could run through the first 2 levels and basically just barely spend enough to get thorns that you needed, I think you could probably just steamroll the game. I think. I don't know that for sure, but I think you might be able to. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. I'm really sad that we ended up losing that the way we did, especially because I was excited to looking forward to trying to get to, I think Anook called it the steamy hole or something like that. Completely taken out of context, it sounds terrible, but it makes sense when you see it. And then continuing further and maybe getting a shot at 1040, but this week just wasn't it. So obviously I need more practice, and I'm okay with that, but I still am gonna hold firm. I am putting my foot down on the thorn seed. I think that it is garbage, and that it needs at least to be a little bit buffed, and that you don't lose your thorns when you get hit. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you're here from Anook's channel, welcome. If you have never been to his channel, I suggest you go see it. I will put a link in the description below. I hope I did that last week, but please do. Once again, this is a friendly competition that we're having to try to, you know, well, it's basically pressure for us both to improve. Now, that said, Anook's much better than I am, so it's really pressure for me to improve. And as we saw, I did not do very well this week. Maybe next week I will be able to beat him, but he seems to be having really good runs on Sundays, which is when we're recording these. So, one of these days I'll catch him. But right now, I am 0-2. Yeah, we've only been doing it for 2 weeks. 0-2. But last week was really good, despite the fact that I did not succeed, or did not win. I got really close. And this week, I'm jumping the gun. I really should be just trying to beat the game and not worrying about reaching past 1,000. But that's what normal adventure mode runs are for, is trying to get to 1,000. Daily runs are for trying to get as far as you can. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh wait. Oh no. Why is that today? Wait, I totally don't know what day it is right now. Wait, why? Oh, that was global. Global is... okay. Never mind. Anook got 213. No, I could have beaten him this week. Ah, I really could have beaten him. We both had bad runs. Ah. Oh my gosh, never mind. So I was looking at global. And global is literally just like everybody from everyone ever, which means I'm there at 920. Yeah, right there at 48. How did I was right there. How did I not notice that earlier? Oh, I'm so bad. Okay, well, looks like we both had bad runs this week, Anorak, but mine was worse. Mine was worse. So, ha. But man, only 6 people have played today. It's like 11:40 at night. I don't exactly know when it rolls over, but it's pretty late. So, regardless of this, the fact that I still disagree with the thorn seed crap, but oh man. If I had known, I would have just kept going so I could have claimed a victory. But that's okay. That's okay. We tried to do something fun with the thwomp seeds. I learned about the thwomp seeds. They only have a certain number of moves before they kill stuff, and they're actually not as bad as I thought. They're not as dangerous, I guess. That's what I mean to you. I mean, obviously they can still hurt you, but I didn't manage to hit myself. I just got ended by a totem. So, man, what an emotional roller coaster the end of this episode has been. Well, this is going to be a relatively short episode because I died after, 6 minutes. And there's going to be maybe 2 minutes of montage before this and an intro. So this is like a 10-minute episode. Maybe I'll stretch it. Maybe I'll pull more stuff out of the montage into the montage than should be. But, oh man. Anyway, I've already extended the episode by like another 3 minutes by randomly rambling. So, thank you guys for watching. Please check out Anorak's channel if you haven't, and if you're here from his channel, welcome. Please stay and enjoy. If there's anything you like that I'm playing, feel free to watch it. Otherwise, I will see you next week when we once again try and beat Anorak and just our own personal record at this point. But until then, keep your seeds and your gears tumbling.